Hello and welcome to Wuhan in central China for semi-finals day at the Dongfeng Citroën BWF Thomas Cup finals. This is the 27th edition of the Thomas Cup, and earlier today we saw Korea battle their way past Denmark 3-1 in the first of the two semi-finals. Tonight we have the hosts and defending champions up against Japan. Of course, the host China have won this competition 8 times previously, including the last 4 occasions. For Japan, well, they're making their second consecutive semi-final appearance. 2 years ago, they lost in the semi-final to Indonesia 3-1. Well, this is day 6 of competition, and I can tell you that the action has been hotting up all week, and there the smash speeds flew high, flying 290 kilometers an hour. That's 180 miles per hour. Well, we won't see the women's speeds beaten tonight because, of course, tonight is purely Thomas Cup. Of course, the Uber Cup final will happen tomorrow with the Thomas Cup final on Sunday. Well, as I was saying, Korea in the first of the Thomas Cup semi-finals earlier today disposed of Denmark 3-1. We know the lineup for the Uber Cup final. It is China against Korea. Will it be a similar story here in the Thomas Cup as well? Well, China, incredibly, in their 16th consecutive semi-final here in this particular competition. Standard lineup for the 5 matches should we need to go the full distance. Best of 5 matches, of course, 3 singles, 2 doubles, and it all starts with the first men's singles, then first men's doubles, second men's singles, second doubles, and if it goes to a 5th and final match, it's all down to the 3rd men's singles. Well, of course, China, as defending champions, are overwhelming favourites, it has to be said. They, playing at home, really do love the opportunity. Well, I'm Jill Clark, and I'm sitting alongside former Danish head coach Stine Petersen, and of course Stine, the first of those matches, the first men's singles, and just listen to the roar of the crowd as the reigning world and Olympic champion Lin Dan is introduced to the fans. The first of our matches will be a battle of the left-handers because his opponent from Japan, S.Sasaki, also a lefty. Here he comes, but Stine, this is a tall order for Japan.
Definitely, we've been seeing the Chinese Thomas Cup team being absolutely clinical in all their matches. I think they've dropped 1 game on their way to the semi-final, and Lin Dan has been in excellent condition, gearing up clearly for the Olympics, trying to become the first double Olympic champion. So it'll be really a tough task for S.Sasaki here, but on the other hand, could he spring a surprise, then it would be a huge boost for the Japanese team.
Absolutely. Well, he's sprung a surprise in the past because this is the 9th meeting between these two men, and S.Sasaki on the previous 8 has won just 1 of them, but he has therefore got the belief that his opponent can be beaten. Well, for S.Sasaki, the 29-year-old, this quite possibly his last campaign as far as Thomas Cup is concerned. He's been a great servant to Japan over the years, but as world number 6 against world number 2. And for China, when you consider that they have 4 singles players in the top 10, and incredibly 3 singles players in the top 4 in the world, when I say that they are overwhelming favourites, it's not an understatement. Well, the fans have all come to see Super Dan, as he's known here in China. He's an absolute megastar. And just look at his win-loss record for the year. 23-2. Well, he's been in great form throughout, so a big surprise in the quarter-final against Darren Liu of Malaysia, because he dropped the opening game, but look at the way he came back, 9-5. Lee Yongbo, his eagle eye, watching every shuttle that struck. For S.Sasaki, well, 18-8, that just shows how many tournaments he's played this year. Best he's done in individual competition was a couple of semi-finals, the Korean Superseries and also the Australian Grand Prix Gold event. Well, undefeated so far. Well, shows undefeated, but I can tell you that that's a slight error, because in fact he lost to Simon Santoso in the quarter-final. Well, I have to say that China's consistency in the Thomas Cup over the years, since they first joined this competition back in 1982, always reached at least the semi-final. So this their 16th consecutive semi-final. Well, when you talk about consistency and strength in depth of a nation, there's not many that can rival China. That was the last time they met, the Korean Open earlier this year. That was the semi-final, and as you could see, 2 straight games. But I have to make mention of the second round encounter at the Indonesian Premier Super Series event last year, when S.Sasaki won in 2 straight games. The crowd responds to Lin Dan's name. So our umpire, Elaine Kong from America, gets this match underway. And that's just wide. One suspects, Steen, that Lin Dan, after being stretched the full distance in the quarter-final against Darren Liu, will perhaps tighten up his game and perhaps be a little sharper for today's semi-final.
Yeah, I think he will. He will be out to give his team an excellent start, and you're doing that by being really concentrated, focused, and disposing of your opponent in 2 games. And I would be really surprised if anything else happens here, because when we're talking Lin Dan and year win-losses or career win-losses, there's actually different levels of Lin Dan. He's a very experienced player, won everything. A couple of things he even won twice or 3 times. So it takes something extra to get the best out of him, and I think this might be one of the occasions.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. He really is a big tournament player. Lin Dan, reigning and 4 times world champion. Of course, reigning Olympic champion, we've already mentioned that. Asian Games gold medalist, reigning and 5 times All England champion. Come the big matches, the big tournaments, cometh the man. Oh, that's brilliant. Well, for Japan to have any hope at all in this semi-final, you have to believe that S.Sasaki has to pull off a major, major upset. Oh, he's missed it. Would you believe it?
What a great read from Sasaki here. He knew that stroke was coming. with the defeat to Simon Santoso, who doesn't seem to be at his best at the moment. It's hard to believe that Sasaki can do anything to Lin Dan here. I simply don't think that he can play fast enough to keep up with the mighty Chinese.
Well, I think we discussed it in the Uber Cup matches, Steen, the fact that the Japanese players have all been chasing Olympic qualifying points, and we actually questioned the number of events they'd been playing and whether it was an accumulation of tiredness now for these Thomas and Uber Cup finals here in Wuhan. But he doesn't look physically tired. It's whether emotionally he's a little bit drained. Woof. 250. It's 155 miles an hour.
That's one of the better smashes we've seen from singles players. Straight down the line.
Yep.
Another good read there.
And is trying to take his chances at the net one of the things that Sasaki must try and do in this match if he's to beat the Olympic champion?
Definitely, and I like his beginning. He's not held anything back, and is not really showing too much respect to Lin Dan, and that I think is one of the keys. Another good smash here. But, I'm afraid it might backfire. It's like sort of trying to tease a wild animal. Suddenly it gets at you.
Yeah, I think that's a very good analogy. When it took a second game and a defeat in the opening game against the Malaysian for Lin Dan to get really agitated and produce his best. Oh.
Excellent play here. The net shot of S.Sasaki just got a little bit inaccurate.
What, too far back or too high over the net?
Both, actually. So he couldn't really cover any corners a little bit more than others.
He's pushed it long.
And a good smash down the line, but he needs to vary that smash, because otherwise Lin Dan will pick up every single one of them from now on. You can't play the same shots every time. He's so great at reading his opponents, so he needs to smash cross, he needs to smash it to the body, he needs to make some cross clears from that corner as well to keep the opportunity open for winners at the straight smashes.
Oh, that was going out.
Yeah.
It's a good rally. Oh my goodness. Well, that just absolutely proves your point, doesn't it? Because Lin Dan's ability on the defensive play and to read which way it's coming. There'd been a winning smash down his forehand side previously. This time reads it on the cross court.
And I suspect that Lin Dan senses that he's picked up 2 or 3 straight smashes, so he's got this feeling that maybe the opponent wants to try to use the cross smash next time, and And I liked the cross smash. The problem was that Lin Dan was in too good balance. He didn't really manage to get him off balance before his attack. So still hit the attack, but don't lose your own balance. Don't use too much power because you're going to run for it immediately after the shot. And to beat Lin Dan, it's really important that you get him moving. In a lot of matches, you can see Lin Dan just standing really close to the center of the court, making shots, a little bit of deception on every shot. And that's really nasty for the opponents because they're unable to read anything. But if you can get Lin Dan moving by playing really, really accurate shots, then you have a chance.
Well, thought the body smash was a good idea, but he didn't follow it up.
And the problem is that you're not going to win on the first attack against Lin Dan. Perhaps even not at the second. So you have to keep your balance. You have to be able to play on, and that's what we see is happening when he plays Lee Chong-wei. They have a lot of change of attack and defense within the rallies. Sometimes it's Lin Dan having the upper hand, sometimes it's Lee Chong-wei. And I feel that a lot of the other players are a little bit afraid to play with him.
Oh, that's clever. That was definitely in.
Right.
10-9.
Wow.
A great service from S.Sasaki.
Yes, and stunned the crowd into silence the fact that S.Sasaki has a 2-point advantage at the mid-game interval on a run of 4 straight points.
We haven't really seen Lin Dan attacking yet, and that's also credit to S.Sasaki for always trying to keep the shuttles low, not giving away these dangerous angles that Lin Dan is so skillful in exploiting. Can virtually hit any corner from anywhere on his own part of the court.
Oh, that's great judgment from S.Sasaki. Lets it drop long.
12-10.
Yeah, great judgment. We should perhaps make mention of the fact that S.Sasaki has not only beaten Lin Dan, but he's also had 3 victories over Chen Jin, while Chen Jin was world champion. He obviously doesn't fear the Chinese players in the way some opponents do. Oh, that's good. What were you saying about his attacking style, being able to hit winners from any corner of the court? 260. Just getting faster and faster, isn't it?
And the thing is that I don't think that Lin Dan used maximum power here, so he was able to kick it up a bit if that was necessary, if it was a contest.
Service over, 13-11.
He's been doing brilliantly so far, S.Sasaki.
Yeah, and again in that rally, very, very positive from the front of the court.
Exactly, and he attacks Lin Dan. And that's what you need to do. You can't be afraid of him, because if you're afraid, you're going to get eaten alive. Wide. It's beginning to look a little bit like the first game the day before yesterday against Darren Liu. A lot of mistakes from Lin Dan, but credit to S.Sasaki for forcing him to make these mistakes. It's of course always easier to sit up here, but I would like him to keep that short. Would have fitted his playing style brilliantly, keeping Lin Dan from taking the attack.
Yeah, because that's the problem.
And I've been wanting to say this for a couple of rallies, but Lin Dan lost them all, so I refrained. But I think one of the it's not only one difference, but one of the differences between these two players is the shot quality under pressure. That whenever S.Sasaki is a little bit off balance, his shot quality goes dramatically down, and that's not the case with Lin Dan or Chen Long, for instance. Even if they're under big pressure, off balance, they still have good shot quality.
Well, he looked as if he was under pressure and perhaps a little bit wobbly just moments ago. As you say, under pressure produces... Oh, that was going out as well. Not judging that sideline at all. Well,
Service over, 16-14.
yeah, clearly long.
It's a bit puzzling that he's making so many mistakes on this side, Lin Dan, because we tend to think that the drift is going from Sasaki towards Lin Dan.
And there's another error.
17-14.
Lin Dan has started out in a much slower pace than I would have expected him to do.
gone wide. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, because I mean, right at the start of this match I said that I suspected that after going to 3 games with the Malaysian Darren Liu, that Lin Dan would come out and show us what he was really made of. He hasn't at all. Not yet. Oh. Middle of the chest. Back level.
From a Japanese point of view, he's giving away his hard-fought lead a little bit too easy.
Yeah, and I can tell you that Lin Dan's reaction after playing that net shot, turned round to his teammates, a clenched fist, and a little nod towards them as if to say, it's all right, lads, I know what I'm doing, I'm in control. Same reaction again, and S.Sasaki down, slow to get up, not because of an injury, because of disappointment. No, maybe there was an injury. There's a big grimace on the face there. Yeah, but look at Lin Dan's reaction.
Won 8 of the last 10 rallies, Lin Dan.
And 5 straight points. Hasn't been too shabby either. Exactly the right moment. Just when you thought at 14-17. He was looking a little bit shaky.
Kita Masuda shouting advice to Sasaki.
Well, now on a run of 6 straight points. The reigning world and Olympic champion has 3 game points. Oh, it's called wide. Well, Lin Dan looks towards the umpire as if to say, are you not overruling that? I have to say that I was a little bit surprised at the time. We'll get a clearer indication now. Or maybe not. Ooh, very difficult to tell from that. I have to say my instinctive reaction as it landed was that it was good. But the line judge in a much better position than I am. I've got better sight of the other side of the court, looking down the line. Still game points, of course. Another 2 game point opportunities for Lindan. Well, that is brilliantly saved from S.Sasaki.
I just don't understand why he plays that long drop shot to Lindan's backhand, because it gets him in trouble every time. That little deception in his backhand, Lindan, gives him a split-second advantage over S.Sasaki. But a lucky pickup from the Japanese here.
Well, 3 game points have come and gone, and it's all level once again.
To get a little suspense here, I'd like to see Sasaki take this game 22-20.
Well, of course, we play extra points until there's a clear 2-point winning margin. Unless, of course, it got to 29 all, in which case it's sudden death. It's going wide. Well.
Well played by Sasaki, who kept on pushing there in the flat game. And then shaking his head, talking to himself. Not entirely satisfied.
So having saved 3 game points, now S.Sasaki a game point for Japan.
Yes.
Oh.
Excellent pickup from Lindan there. I thought one of his earlier returns would have gone in the net. So precise.
Just delightful.
Wide.
Well, chose to play it, made the error, S.Sasaki, and it means that Lindan now has a 4th game point opportunity. It's gone long. This time he converts. (23-21) in 26 pulsating minutes of play. Well, I wonder if S.Sasaki, well, that was his big chance, and what sort of psychological effect that will have. Having had a game point, he's a game down. Well, more overhead winners. 263. That's 163 miles per hour. Well, Park Jubong and Keita Masuda, 2 coaches, will have a lot of work to do in restoring the belief in this man. Not many players can afford to miss opportunities of game points against the reigning world and Olympic champion. Well, I guess one would expect Lin Dan, having grabbed that opening game, to really run away with it now, but my prediction so far this week has been wildly off.
So is mine.
Well, that's the excitement of sport, isn't it? You never know what's going to happen, and you have to believe that anything is possible.
Perhaps just a little too casual with his shots. Lin Dan. Great service towards the sideline. Then a little bit of a sloppy cross net shot here. That's well played by S.Sasaki. Not overdoing it on his first attacking shot, but keeping the pressure on Lin Dan. Excellent play.
Line judge slightly hesitant before making the decision that it was long of the back line. Oh, made the right decision in the end. What a good call. Long by a whisker. Oh, that is phenomenal.
If I were Jobong Park or Kita Masuda in the interval, I would have emphasized that Sasaki should try and direct his net shots at Lin Dan's forehand corner instead of his backhand corner, because it's too dangerous playing him in his backhand corner if you're not really commanding the rally.
Well, its last two smashes show Sasaki have been absolutely exquisite. Not the fastest, but the placement so precise.
And very, very often that's the most efficient shot in singles. Precise, the accurate smash just outside the reach. Doesn't have to be that hard. That's well played. I think he made the right choices here. played the backhand corner when he had the upper hand. Did he slice that a little?
Yeah.
That's a brilliant idea as well. Good variation. If you slice it a little bit, it doesn't quite reach the opponent.
Oh. Well, when S.Sasaki was quite clearly off balance, I really expected Lin Dan to punish it, but he didn't. He put back another clear.
It's really strange what's going on at the moment. I like Sasaki's idea of getting it below the tape, but perhaps overdid it a little bit.
Oh, that's tremendous. Well, I think that slice you talked about, was that 2 or 3 rallies ago?
Yeah.
Has just unsettled Lin Dan. Now he's not able to anticipate so well as to where the attacking shot's going to be.
And he's been killing a lot of his smashes, Sasaki. I haven't really noticed if Lin Dan is playing too short, but it would be nice to see the replay and watch the feet of Sasaki. Where's he actually placed on court? Great shot. And it's a soft shot, and it's in the middle of the right-hand side of the court. But Sasaki just didn't expect it to come there.
No.
He read it completely different.
It's called good. No argument this time from Lin Dan. Not that there was an argument as such before, but obviously a little questioning look towards the line judge previously. No pace on that shot for Sasaki to feed off. Defensively, had to try and create the pace himself. Wasn't able to do so.
Has made a couple of errors from that position. Below the tape and almost in the middle of the court. And he himself is trying to play close to the net. That's one of the really dangerous situations, that when you've attacked Lin Dan and he's picked it up and you think that you can just lift it and be okay, then you've lost it. You have to lift it really, really high or play the net.
Well, I'm not surprised the court needing to be mopped. It's very warm in this arena this evening. Yeah, you can see from the shirt, absolutely sodden with perspiration. very good early judgment. Knew immediately, did S.Sasaki, that his opponent's lift from the net there was going to go long of the back line.
And Lin Dan turning to the coaches and waving his arms. What should I do? Can't seem to hit the baseline.
No, well, that's what he should do. Oh, that's just wonderful. S.Sasaki absolutely stranded. Well, S.Sasaki tosses his racket in the air as well he might, because he just pushed that shuttle up into the hitting zone of Lin Dan. Well, I said the shirt was sodden with perspiration. Quick change of shirt for S.Sasaki. Can't afford loose shots like that against Lin Dan. There's the disappointment, all too obvious. So on a run of 4 straight points, the Olympic champion has the advantage. A big game interval here in the second. Well, not convinced myself that playing a flat, fast game against Lin Dan is the correct tactics, but certainly worked on that occasion.
Yeah, and I quite like it, because you cannot have too much respect for Lin Dan in that flat game, because where can you play it then? So the problem is, if you play flat from a little bit below the tape, then you're in big trouble.
Addressing the shuttle early. He's then got the options, could have played the net shot.
Reminds me of one of the former world champions from China, Zhao Jianhua, who also had this threatening racket blade in his forehand side at the net. It was impossible to see if he was making a net shot or he was pushing.
Zhao Jianhua, of course, also another left-hander. Oh my goodness me. And do I detect signs of panic coming into the play of S.Sasaki? That's better. Yeah. Patient but positive.
Yeah, and that's mistakes that Lin Dan normally doesn't make. At least not when he's in good shape. And I would have expected him to be in quite good shape in this tournament. And it seems as I look at the match and I watch Lin Dan and think to myself, now he looks really focused, really concentrated. But he still makes a mistake. It's not like S.Sasaki has been playing perfect or anything. He's been playing some really good rallies, but he's also played some really loose ones. That sort of illustrates it quite clearly.
Oh, there's another one of those errors you wouldn't normally expect.
13, 14.
And once again, Lin Dan walks towards his coaches.
Do you think that S.Sasaki, his new singles coach, has been for the last couple of years or so, of course, former world champion in 2003, and S.Sasaki as a player was very much a runner on court. He was very much a retriever, wasn't he? Although he had a good attack, and I wonder at times whether his influence on Lin Dan, when I compare Lin Dan today, for instance, to Lin Dan winning the Olympic gold medal in Beijing, where he was all out, explosive, attacking, dynamic, aggressive style, whether in fact S.Sasaki has just tempered that a little bit, and whether in fact it's had a good or bad effect on Lin Dan.
Yeah, you might be right there, Jill. I haven't really thought of that until now, but often we see that when players become coaches, they tend to coach the same style they played themselves. And that could be different, it could be difficult or even dangerous, because you need to create the right style for the type of player that you're working with. And as a Japanese player, it's I'd rather see S.Sasaki on the chair than I would see Tongshan Pu, the old master.
Yeah.
Both as a player and as a coach, responsible for, or highly responsible for, the Indonesian success in the early 90s, and then came back to China and started working with both men's singles and men's doubles.
You see that final smash, to me, the movement to the shuttle, the way he hit it, in his aggressive play, having defended. Now, I'm not sure we'll see it, but we missed the movement. But it was the movement there that really was a trademark of Lin Dan of 4 years ago. And we only see glimpses of it nowadays. It may just be an age thing. It may be the fact that he's 28 years of age now and perhaps physically can't sustain that the whole of the match. Maybe I'm reading too much into it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the Olympics, because I have the same impression that, for instance, at the Worlds, playing Lee Chung-wei, terrible mistake here from Sasaki again, almost a mishit. When Lin Dan was playing Lee Chung-wei, I got the impression that he was sort of 90% of the Olympics, but he wasn't at his absolute best. He was just trying to survive, trying to get close, trying to be at 15 all in the decider, and then he would have the energy and the strength to gear up. So I'm really looking forward to see the Olympics, and I'm going to be watching what kind of Lin Dan is we seeing here. Is it something that reminds me of the 2008 Olympics, because then the others, they will be wiped away? Or is that his sort of his peak performance, and he's on his way down, and is not capable of more than this, then the others have a chance.
Well, he moves to a 5-point cushion. Now you see, that's just extraordinary, isn't it?
I mean, the thing is that, as we discussed, S.Sasaki, he played some really nice rallies, but he also played some awful ones. So if he'd been a little bit more consistent, he would have been on his way to winning this match, or on his way to pushing Lin Dan to a higher level. I interpret that rally as, oh yeah, take it, I'm gonna win this anyway.
Oh, that is a very good smash. Well, this is far from over yet. A roar from the crowds. Lin Dan creeping ever closer to his goal. Yeah, I don't think I've ever saw Charles Zhuangzi looking quite as nervous as that, as he was as a player. He was always very calm and collected, wasn't it? Much more nerve-wracking watching and coaching, I guess, when you're on court. Seem to be oblivious to it a certain amount of the time. So focused into what you're trying to do.
You can see from when Lin Dan has it in his short forehand a bit away from the net, he's almost always playing a cross-net shot, always trying to get it over to his backhand side. He's never playing straight. I like that play from him. That's great. It's really good tactical. But the other players should try and play it back to his forehand.
Overdone it. Well, had 3 game point opportunities at 2017 in the opening game. He needed a 4th game point opportunity before he finally converted. Right here, Lin Dan, perhaps a little different when they're match points. This time, the first time of asking here in the second game. 23-21, 21-17. Thanks the crowd for their support. And I have to say, it was a brave effort from S.Sasaki. I and many others didn't give him much of a chance playing against Lin Dan on home soil. Lin Dan was pushed all the way here in Wuhan. So confirmation of the score, 23-21, 21-17 in 53 minutes. Well, a number of overhead winners from S.Sasaki. Very impressive indeed. And that is something actually that sticks in my mind, because the number of times he played very accurate smashes, a couple of slices as well that were outright winners. So Lin Dan gets China off to a flying start and a 1-love lead in the overall semi-final.